Good day and welcome back to another DB Legends video. In this video we're going to take a look at whether you should save or summon on the latest banner to come to DB Legends, and that is this Mega Rising double sparking banner. And look, I want to preface this, I do understand that these two units aren't necessarily as hype as people would have enjoyed with maybe like a Legends Limited Goku or Vegeta or something. But I do think we'll still get something hype before the end of the 100 million users celebration, whether it's an Ultra or a Legends Limited or double Legends Limiteds. But I do understand why they're introducing some sparking characters, because the thing is, you kind of need to get Saiyan Saga up to speed. And Saiyan Saga really is kind of in a bit of a dire place at this point in time. I wouldn't say Saiyan Saga is in any way, shape or form a suitable category team, so it definitely needs some help. Now Goku's a green type unit. Where Goku kind of shines is in terms of his strike damage and his ability to seal the opposition strike. So he's like a strike unit that counters strike units. It's a very interesting kind of build premise. But he's pretty interesting in the sense that he can lock your opponent, reduce their switching. He can boost his damage a lot off of the back of his special move. He has the ability to inherently basically provide a very big boost to his strike base damage, which is obviously super duper important. And then in terms of his actual abilities, he actually is somewhat tanky, especially when used as a cover change mechanism during a Rising Rush. He nullifies unfavorable type elements and just in general presents himself as a solid tanky-ish option for the team, which is good. He has healing, he has reduction to damage impact, he has a ton of strike damage buffs, and he has the ability to really seal down and lock down the opponent's strike moves, which is very, very important. Another thing is also, of course, on top of that, he does essentially have, like a good kind of utility for the team, in that he reduces the substitution time accounts, which is very, very important. And he's essentially a Rising Rush, not nullifier, but he's a Rising Rush tanker. He's like a unit that's designed to kind of be thrown in the way of a Rising Rush. Then you get Yamcha. Yamcha also pretty good. Again, neither of them are at the level of, okay, if we got two Legends Limited characters, but they're good sparking units. They're obviously a lot like Android 8 and Master Roshi, or you can consider them kind of on par with like the Ginyu Force units in terms of their implementation and ability. Yamcha as a unit, definitely a lot more damage based, so more of like a high level damage dealer, very big on special damage. Also obviously very much a cover change preventer, which is quite solid. Then if you kind of like consider what else he does, he also reduces health restoration effects, and in general he's a little bit more of like a tempo controlling unit and a high tempo unit for you. So he's kind of like a big old burst kind of damage dealer, cancelling the enemy's attribute upgrades, boosting up his special damage, really kind of living off of that big boost special damage. One thing I do find weird is the Z ability. I know it's double Z power on this banner, so in theory you'll never see the Z ability 3, but it is a bit weird that he starts with 2 color type supports rather than his actual Saga type support, but I mean, hey, it is what it is. But overall, I think Yamcha's a pretty sizable, pretty solid damage dealer that can do a pretty good chunk of work. Now obviously he is a blue unit and he is key based, and the only other real red menace right now is the red Super 17, who absorbs key based attacks. So whether he's going to see as much prevalence, I don't know. Right now it's very difficult to say, but I do think his kit is pretty decent. He's got nullification of the enemy's health restoration to 0 effects. He can refresh his hand. He can obviously provide a little bit of cover change against strike hearts as well, much like Goku. But whereas Goku's a bit more tanky, a bit more on like the ceiling and inhibition of the enemy, Yamcha is a little bit different. Yamcha is a little bit more of like a high volume damage dealer in his own right. He helps you out with Rising Rush attainment by giving you Dragon Balls, and he's a bit of an ally healer, which is obviously quite helpful. The rest of the banner is not terrible, but not anything special. For me personally, I don't think you should summon on this yet. Let's wait and see if there's a Legends Limited or an Ultra coming out. This banner will still be up by then, so I would definitely maybe wait on that. But you can definitely see that Saiyan Saga needed the help. If you look at Saiyan Saga right now, there's one Legends Limited character being Vegeta, who's a powerful opponent unit, and the rest are really not in a good space. So I do think it needed the 2 Sparkings. Maybe they should have put the Legends Limiteds on the same banner, but I think just wait up. This could be useful in future.